Hey you guys, namaste. This is me again, Diara. Today I'm going to try something new. I just would like to, just try a new love reading. That just came into my mind. I don't know why. So you guys can choose between number 1 and number 2. Number 1 is going to be this yellow crystal stone. If you feel drawn to the color or to the number 1. And this would be number 2. And I am about to shuffle the cards. I will do everything live. There's nothing that I prepared already. So I might need a while to step into the energy. I think this is going to be quite a long video today. This is also the reason why I'm only giving you 2 options, not 3, not 4, not 5, only 2 of them. Because I think this video is at least 1 hour, so it's but not 1 hour for all of you, just like maybe 20-30 minutes per pile. Okay, so it's either number 1 or number 2, yellow or pink. And as you hear, maybe I'm going to shuffle, and the question is, as always, your love life, your love situation, what's up, where you're at, and also what to expect. Okay, it's a 9-card spread, and I think, let me just shuffle a little bit longer. So maybe you have a crush on someone, maybe you have a twin flame thing going on, maybe you have an ex and you still think about him and you wonder whether you will reconcile or not. Maybe you are single. We will really see what comes up, okay? And remember, like always, this is an open reading. This is not a personal reading, a personal spread. I have no idea about your individual personal situation. I don't know where you come from. I don't know where you're supposed to go to. This is just an open reading, a general message. Maybe some things do resonate. Maybe it just helps you to listen to me speaking and to explain some things. Sometimes I'm giving examples from my own situation and stuff. And maybe this is just enough for you, like to understand things and why things are the way they are and stuff like that. I mean, a reading, you don't have to take everything that serious, please. Take everything with a grain of salt, okay? Especially with those open love readings. So let's go ahead. Pile number 1. If you choose the yellow stone, number 1, let's see. What is your situation? And also what to expect, okay? I think there is a break. I think you are one of those who are in the middle of a twin flame soulmate thing. Maybe you have an ex you are still thinking about. These readings are not gender specific. I will say it just one more time for all of you who are new to my channel. I read from a woman's perspective, but of course if you are a man and you listen now and you have a woman in your head, then just turn the genders, okay? For me it is simply easier if I read from my women's perspective. So there is a breakup. Maybe you are not talking to each other already for a year or so. Yeah, there is still hope, but hope is fading. We have the hope card here in reverse, and that shows me that you are about to lose hope. And maybe this is a good thing. I mean, if you are already waiting like for a year or maybe even longer, sometimes I do get emails, people writing me that they are in love, secretly in love with someone, and they are already waiting like for 5 years. I mean, hello. How long are you going to wait? I mean, if you are secretly in love with someone for 5 years already, or you are involved in a on and off, never-ending story, with this push and pull, and one day it's yes, the other day it's no, and you are involved in those complicated and complex situations for years already. I mean, it is up to you to make a decision. Yeah, so I am having the breakup here, the separation here, and with the military card aside, I mean, it's either can be that we are talking about someone who is wearing a uniform, or maybe who is a Marine, or, like in the army or Bundeswehr in Germany. Maybe it is another, I mean, it's not only have to be, a military job, it could also be a pilot. A pilot is also wearing a uniform. A medical doctor is also wearing a uniform, a dentist is wearing a uniform. So could be that we have to do with someone who is wearing a uniform in his professional life, but this card indicates an exclamation sign, ein Ausrufezeichen. There is a separation right now, with the death here, for sure. You are not talking to each other. Actually, you do not have any clue, maybe even where he is, if he has another girlfriend yet, stuff like that, okay? And you all almost lost hope here. You almost lost hope that there will be a reconciliation between you guys. We have the death, the theft card here also, and maybe the situation had to do with money issues. Someone took something from you. Someone was not honest to you. Maybe someone cheated on you. Maybe someone was with you only because of the money. Maybe that was someone who was unemployed, and you had to pay everything, for the daily life, shopping, supermarket, like food, drinks, and stuff like that. There was something, because this is, in Lenormand, this would be the fox. So something was not, we have to deal with deception here. Someone was wearing a mask in this relationship. And it was always you who invested in this whole story. It was always you, with the presents, the present card, receiving a present, but in reverse, it was always you who offered emotions, feelings, support, effort, and you were like giving, but you never received stuff. You never received stuff. And with the living room here in reverse, with the Kipper cards, it shows me that, you really not only lost hope, but maybe even faith. You lost faith in men, and whether there is something like true love, and whether there is something like honesty, like really being honest and meeting each other on eye level. So asking me so far, I mean, I am going to pull out some more cards here, but with those 6 cards only, I would say it is good that you are not together anymore. Or that maybe if you are asking just for a crush, I mean, basically, I think this is not for those who are asking for a crush. I think this is really a reading here, pile number 1, for those who had something going on with somebody. I mean, having a crush, this is more like, being single, and maybe I will do another spread for single people, a special reading, another video for singles another day. But I think this pile here, pile number 1, is really for those who are involved in a very complicated and complex love situation with someone. They have been together with someone, it was not a good relationship, a lot of money issues, deception, betrayal, cheating, not really like necessarily, like third-party situation stuff going on, but more like, you just been with the wrong person. I must say it like that, I mean, not everyone is honest. Not everyone has your highest interest in their mind. I mean, there are bad people out there. There truly are. I mean, let's face it. Yeah, this is also part of the reality. It's not always like, like living happily ever after. Maybe the death card, up there in the first row, maybe this is like a divorce. Maybe you went through a very heavy divorce with a lot of money issues, like you really had to fight for your right here. This is what I see, like also with the military card. And you gave a lot, during the last, let's say, 5 to 10 years within this marriage, and only to find out that he was only lying to you. He maybe never was in love with you in the first place. I don't know, something like that, So this 3 cards here down there, row number 3, it is the what to expect in the future. And good news are, you may never be very rich here, if I may say that, sorry, but because with the rich girl in reverse, you may have to suffer from this, betrayal and deception here with the theft card. You may have to suffer from this in the future. Your problems are not going to disappear miraculously overnight. You know what I mean? But good news is I'm having the marriage card here. This is commitment, engagement, wedding, be together. You will find love again. This is good news for you. I don't think with this person you are asking for, but this is good news because he was not honest to you anyways. But you will find love again. There will be another one for you out there, and you will have a fixed and happy relationship here. And all this injustice, unfairness and having to fight for your right, because this is the justice card here, the court card, going to court and having to speak about, like how you say that in English. What is the word? Contracts, like all those things, they will disappear because the card is in reverse. So you will leave all this, like fighting for your right and having to go through, all this contracts and money issues, that will disappear. This will disappear for sure. You will have to deal with it for a while longer. It's not that you will be, like famous and rich and win the lottery. Honestly, I have people that are coming to me. They want me to do a reading whether they will win the lottery. Sorry guys, I'm not doing that kind of readings. Excuse me, but this is, this is not going to happen. Some people, yes, I know that people are winning the lottery. This is happening, but I am not doing that kind of readings. And for you, if you ever wondered whether you will be rich and famous and win the lottery, I can tell you, no, you won't. But at least you will find love, true love. Love on eye level. This is good news for you, pile number 1. You will find that love. You will find that love. So what else when it comes to your love life? Is there anything else for pile number 1? Those who choose the yellow stone, the yellow crystal, anything else that you would like to reveal with us? 2 cards fell out already. Yeah, 3 cards. Yeah. This is you. If you are a woman, this is you. So you will gain your independency again. You will gain that back. You will be the ruler over your own life again. After being through all this shit and deception and betrayal and rejection, and divorce and not being together and unfulfilled hopes and fantasies and stuff like that, illusions and soap bubbles that bursted, and you stood there at the end with almost like nothing in your hands, not even money left, you will gain back your independency, and that's good news. You will empower yourself again. You will rule over your own life. You will be the main actor in your own script. You know what I mean? And you will receive good news here. Good news are coming up, and soon. I'm hearing soon. You will receive good news. Maybe from court, if you are still involved in any kind of court things, like with the contracts and stuff, you will receive good news. And this is what I mean, with the marriage card. This is again a confirmation. Like you will have dates again. You will dare to present yourself in society again. Yeah, you will dare to do that, and that is good for you. You should connect with other people. You should maybe even share your story. Yeah, share your story, write about it, speak about it, talk to other people, talk to mind-liked people. You know, people who went through the same shit as you have, you know, and I'm having this card here that is standing for, traditionally this card stands for fights and struggles, but it can also, because it came up with the other cards, which are very good here, and altogether I see you being on a crossroad here. I see you being at a crossroad. You know how those tools are crossing? And those are tools in ancient time. They've been used to clean up. Can you see that? Like in you know, like in I don't know how you say that in English, because you know I'm from Germany, but like 200 years ago, when everything was really like basic and simple and no electricity and stuff, they used those two tools to clean up, to tidy up the house. And this is what's happening for you. Excuse me. You will tidy up all your shit and your past. I have to drink something. Sorry, I have something in my throat. Excuse me. Yeah, you will tidy up all your shit, everything that has been, and you will get rid of it. Yeah, this is good news for you, pile number. I know you have been through a lot, and the situation is maybe even going on for some of you. Some of you are maybe still fighting, and some of you are maybe at this point where you find this reading not willing to give up. I mean, maybe you are very angry. Maybe you are carrying, for some of you, I'm feeling you are carrying a lot of rage inside of you, and you want revenge. You know, you want to punch somebody in the face because you feel so hurt and full of pain and disillusion and stuff. But at the end of the day, even for you, pile number one, if you are still in this situation, if there is still a lot of things going on, you know, complicated and whatnot, but at the end of the day, you will come to this crossroad and you will free yourself. You will free yourself. You will become the empress and the queen of your own life again. So if you found this reading and you were like, you know, thinking about whether you will reconcile with your twin flame and with your ex, I tell you no, you won't. The answer here is a literal no. You will not reconcile with the ex and with the twin flame that you may have not heard about a word since 2 years or 3 years. This is not going to happen. And I know this is going to shake your life, you know, like with the living room in reverse. You know, the living room indicates yourself, your living room, you know, the room where you live in, your belief system. This is going to be like upside down because maybe you feel bad with me now. Maybe you want to thump me down stuff. Please do that. I mean, I have no problem with that. But my duty is not to tell you like fairies, but to tell you the truth. And I mean, what is the truth? Is there only one truth? I don't know. I'm not God. I'm not Jesus. I'm not Buddha. I'm just a card reader. And with those cards here, I tell you, you will not reconcile. You will not reconcile. You will not get back with your ex. But at the end of the day, one day will come. Maybe let's say 1 year from now, you will look back on your road and you will discover that it is good that you never reconciled with that person because he was not honest to you. He was, or he still is, not honest with you. He is like a fox, you know, like sneaking around, trying to do everything that is good for him and stealing away stuff from other parties, which is in this case, obviously you. You know, he's stealing your energy, your money, your beliefs, everything. So I hope that made sense to you. Pile number one. I'm going to pull out one last card for you. Let me just clean up here. One last card for you, pile number one, the yellow stone. Oh, we are still talking about the yellow stone here, pile number one. One last card at the end of the reading. Any more news from the universe, the spiritual world, anything out there would like to share on this beautiful day? The sun is shining where I'm living. I don't know when you find this reading. Maybe it's winter, maybe it's in the middle of the night. You know, like 3 a.m. and you can't sleep because you have a lot of worries and stuff, and now you hear that you will not. Oh, wow. Today in a year. And do you remember me saying a minute ago, like you will look back in a year from now over your path, and then you will recognize that everything was good? Yeah. And this is the I mean, wow, no one is going to believe me that this is live. I mean, hello. This is a live reading. Today in a year, you will find your peace. Everything will be okay today in a year. Today in a year, you will find all your answers, and everything will make sense to you, and you will be happy that everything was the way it is. You will be over all worries and concerns and bad stuff. Yeah, no reason to worry. I was just saying it, and you heard me in the background shuffling the cards again. No need to worry, my dear. You will get over all rejection and deception from the past. All those traumas and dramas and childhood and inner child stuff. And you know what? I mean, we are all hurt deep down inside. Otherwise, we would not be listening to oracles and pick a card readings. I mean, let's face it, this is like that. We have all our insecurities and you know what I mean, a need for love. But you, pile number one, you have no need to worry. And today in a year, everything will make sense to you. So, this is it, pile number one. And now let's move on to those who choose the rose quartz. Pile number two. It is about your love life, your love situation. What's going on? Where you come from and where you're at right now and what's going to happen. So one card flew out already. Let's take it. Pile number two. For all of you who choose the second pile, the rose quartz, what's going on in your love life? Wow. So similar cards. Unbelievable. Even though I was shuffling profoundly here, like for a minute. But very similar reading to pile number one. So far, let me step into the energy here. Just please give me one short moment so I can feel what's going on. I see you standing there quite solid. You know, with the house as the first card, I see you being, yeah, you, how can I say that? You are in a good mood. You are in a good mood. I see you being a very a strong person, a clever, a smart person, intelligent, and yes, solid. You know, I see you on solid grounds. You have a good foundation. Maybe you had quite a good childhood, and maybe you have even, you know, like coming from also like a rich family. Your parents, they were stable, you know, financially stable and stuff. And this is where you come from. And I see you also being like, you know, stable. You are a solid person. You are not, you know, like a daydreamer or someone who loses himself in fantasies and illusions or stuff like that. No, you are quite pragmatic, you know. I like that. I like that energy. I mean, something must have happened when it comes to your love life that made you lose your faith. We have the hope in reverse. So you could be that you are single already for a while. You know, this card and the living room card here, both of them in reverse. So maybe this is really for the singles of you. You are alone and you have been alone already for some years, you know, for quite a long time. Maybe you never really had a fixed relationship, or maybe one, and this is like 20 years ago. I mean, maybe you are in your mid-30s, maybe in the mid-40s right now. And yeah, you have no children. You are all by yourself. I see you, yeah, also with the house and both of all those three cards, the first row together, could be that you are, like a hermit person, someone who is alone, and you are not sad about it. I mean, sure, of course, sometimes you have your days when you think like, could have had a kid now in the year of like 16 or so. I mean, if you are in your mid-40s, could be that when things had been different in the past, you could be now a mother or a father of a kid that is like 20 now. Yeah, if you are in a certain age. I mean, maybe you are like 20 or 23, then of course not. But this is what I said. This is an open reading. Please feel free to take only what resonates to you. But even if you are very young and, like 20, 23 or so, you are alone. You never had a big thing going on. I mean, sure, like teenage love and stuff, but you are still waiting. So it's either this or the other side, okay? There may have been a case of death in your past. It's not necessarily related to love, but someone died. I see the death card here, and I see it in this case really due to some reason. Don't ask me why. I can't explain it, but I think there was a death case in your family, or maybe a good friend of you died due to an accident, a car accident, or with a motorcycle, or maybe an illness like cancer or stuff like that. And that was currently, in the nearest past, that was something you had to deal with more than you had to deal with love issues. And and that made you think about life and how things go sometimes, and that we do not have everything in our own hands. Especially here with the Justice card, sometimes, maybe that was the first time in your life that you really, discovered that life and love is not always fair. It simply isn't. Yeah, and maybe that was something you were thinking, or you are still thinking about a lot these days. Just those life questions in general. Like, why are we here? Why are some people rich and healthy and other people are poor and ill? I mean, why is it like that? Have you ever been to India, for example, or Africa? Have you ever seen how people live in the Caribbean Sea? I mean, they have a totally different life than we in the Western world. Yeah. And I'm not only talking about like slums in Mumbai, although they exist. I mean, this is also, isn't that, how weird is that? How twisted is that? I'm a flight attendant. I'm flying to San Francisco quite often. And our hotel is in downtown, at Union Square. And you have like Louis Vuitton and Macy's and Bloomingdale's. Excuse me, and all those fancy shops there. And then just a block away, to the right from that, you have a place. I did not really figure out why, but there are a lot of homeless and heavily drug addicted people. And you don't want to go there. You don't want to be there at that quarter, at that block. You have to avoid it no matter what, especially when it gets dark. And so our crew bus, when we come from the airport and they bring us by bus to the crew hotel, we are passing that area. This is the only way why I even saw that what's going on there. And it's really, I've never seen in my life so many homeless and really heavily drug addicted people like in San Francisco. And these are also topics that you were thinking about these days a lot due to whatever happened, with the death card here and the Justice card, and also some money issues going on. Maybe you faced a situation of unfairness. Someone took something away from you, or you lost money wherever and however, I don't know, but something going on with money and an unfair situation. Maybe you were supposed to get promoted, like job-wise, but somebody else got the promotion very surprisingly, and that really it did something to you. Yeah, it was really like something that made you sad and maybe even mad and full of rage, and that's where you started to think about life and all those, you know, like big and heavy life questions, you know. And so I see this. I know this is supposed to be a love reading. I know that still. Sorry for my little detour, but with those cards here, I see that your life is not only spinning around over the topic love. It was the case in the past, but right now you have other things going on. You know, your energy kind of shifted. Maybe you even went through a spiritual awakening. And now you know that love is not the only important topic in the world. I mean, love is important, love is beautiful, we all know that, and we all want to know when we meet Mr. Right. But you discovered recently that love is not the only important topic in today's world. I mean, there are a lot of other important problems and things that we have to talk about, and you discovered that. And that's good. I like that. I really like that. So when it comes to your future, pile number 2, you know, the rose quartz. We are still talking about the rose quartz, pile number 2, people. I see you gaining back your abundance for sure, because I have the military person here, which is an exclamation mark. And this is the rich girl here. So you will get back your wealth and your health and your money. If you lost money, you will get it back for sure. The illness, the short illness that you've been through is also going to, you know, like turn around. You will gain back your health and your hope and lust of love and trust and belief, you know, your hope. You may have lost it for a while due to that death case here. You know, this is the death card. You may lost your hope for a while, but you will gain it back. You will become the rich girl again, the rich woman, the healthy woman, the woman who believes and who is pragmatic and clever and solid, you know. Don't worry about it. So let's pull out some more love cards here, because that was quite general. Sorry, but as I said, we have to always see what the cards are willing to reveal. And that was not only love related here. But let me just take my Angel of Romance cards and give you some more information about love. Some more information, please, dear spirits, for pile number 2, for all those who have been through, quite a bit with the death case here and the unfairness and stuff. So what's going on with love? When it comes to love, information, please, for pile number 2 when it comes to their love life. And let's see those cards who are coming up, really future related. So I'm not going to read them with this, you know, like you have been through this and that. I will see this cards now future related, okay? Yeah, future related is you have to make the effort. Make the effort if you want to have big love in your life. You have to make the effort. You have to go out. You have to take care for yourself. You know, treat yourself good. Be gentle to yourself. Take care of your, you know, like what you wear, how you look, your hair, your fingernails, stuff like that. You have to make the effort. As I said, I'm going to read those cards future related, not past related, future related. And we have the making the effort card. We have the healing family issues card here. So that may be related to the death case. Maybe there are still some things going on. You know, if someone, I do not know the word, but if someone dies and all those belongings, they are, you know, like splitted in between the family members. Do you know? There is a special word in Germany, it calls Erbe. I don't know the word in English, but, you know, maybe this healing family issues is still related to the death case here. You have to deal, you know, with the court and with all the belongings, the money, and maybe even a house. Maybe you just got a house from your family members who died, you know, maybe your parents died and you now own their old house. And yeah, and you have to deal with it. Yeah, you really have to make the effort, because you may have to, yeah, put the house back in shape in order to sell it for a good price, or I don't know, you know, because I'm again having the finances and career card here. So sorry guys, but for you, when it comes to your love life, I do not really see a love message here. I think in your life, in the future, whenever you find that reading, money and career is a little bit more important than love. I'm not saying that you will never meet Mr. Right, don't get me wrong here, but in the nearest weeks and months, yeah, let's say for the next 2 months, you will have to do and to deal and to work out a lot of financial issues and stuff with your career, and maybe this missed promotion I was talking about and stuff. This depends. I mean, we really have had to do a personal reading here in order to find out what exactly it is. But I can assure you that for the next 2 months, don't expect big things to happen when it comes to your love life, okay? Let me put it like that. Because there are other things that you have to work out, okay? So, one last card. I did the same with pile number 1, and I will do the same with you here. One last and final card, just to clarify the whole reading, everything that has been said. One last and final card for pile number 2. Yeah, they say there is something better. There is something better. And I think, especially if you just, you know, like been through a case of death and injustice, and you lost money or a promotion, and you know, there is something better. Don't worry. There is something better. Shift your awareness. Try to not hang on to the past that much. I know, I mean, especially when it comes to death, you need a time of recovery and mourning and grieving, and so they say like a year or so you have to give yourself in order to get over, you know, the grief. But at the end of the day, something better is about to happen to you, yeah? There is something better for you. And they say perfect timing. You know, that is definitely karma. The situation you are in, this is created for you in order to grow and to evolve. Yeah, they created, you know, the spirits and God, or whoever you believe in, the angels, they say perfect timing. Everything will come to you in perfect timing. This is karma and destiny and fate. We are talking about divine guidance here. They are guiding you through certain situations in order you can face challenges, and when you face challenges, you grow, you learn, you get experienced. You know, you will become an expert when it comes to your own life and your own situations and how you act and how you feel and stuff. Perfect timing, don't worry. You will get something better in perfect and divine timing. Isn't that a beautiful ending for this reading here? You will get, let me repeat it, write it down if you want. You will get something better in divine timing. You will get something better, believe it. You will get something better in divine timing. Okay, so this is it, you guys. If you ever want a personal reading, you know, you can contact me. You will find everything down in the description box down there. I will write down my email. You can write to me. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing to my channel and liking and sharing. Namaste.